Yo, yo.
Real, bro.
You good?
Yeah, I'm up and running. I want to do some. I already got the podcast up. I'm just pasting it everywhere. I want to do some. I want to talk about the teams with abilities and shit, like where we at right now with that before we get into it.
All right, let me make sure my mic on.
All right.
I believe it is, but let me just make sure. Make sure
And
my
all they
mic
do,
on. Yeah,
it seem like
always.
the whole media be wanting niggas to get hurt, boy. They be wanting motherfuckers so they can be like, they can have their I got you moments. I told you so. All right, all right, all right.
You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today.
Gonna learn today.
All right, all right, all right. A whole bunch of all right. Your account. Let's get in here. Type my name in the chat. Ravens. We in the building. All right, all right, all right. Let's get to some things around the league that I'm completely super proud of right now. Year one. You know, no true handouts per se. You know, I'm talking about Falky. We started the league off on a narrative killer, where we ain't coming in and giving you everything right up front so you could be successful. So let's look at the Bears. We're going alphabetical order. I'm at the Superstar X Factor and Superstar screen where they show everybody's X Factors and Superstars on their teams, and let's just take a look at, you know, what we got going on right now. So here you go. So Khalil Mack's the X Factor. He's up there in age right now, so he will be evaluated at the end of the year. The way he's playing right now, and we know he's not getting dropped as a 30-year-old. Allen Robinson and David Montgomery. Now, I know he got David Montgomery there. If you don't believe a guy's player developed up into that, into superstar or star or X Factor, all you got to do is go to progress history. And unfortunately, this Madden doesn't stop it at like 3 or 4 games. It goes all the way back. So you can continue to look down and see where these breakouts messages come in at, and guys that got those ones, not the ones that didn't get them in practice in games that they couldn't play. So if you got a guy giving out a forced win and they got a breakout, as long as they show the proof, they're going to get that breakout. So on the case of that, some guys you see edit their players, they get their breakouts because they show proof of their breakouts. Now, do not come to me if you play the computer or your game is fair sim and be like, I got a breakout if you ain't got the proof. I'm not upgrading your player if you don't have the proof. Simple as that. Simple as that. Give me a second. This is a member of the league trying to get a situation scheduled real fast. Yo, Los. All right, so he's saying, huh? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the rules chat and figure out if you get the win, he get the win, or y'all gonna have an equal sim. All right, so look, when you get home though, call me because I need to talk to you about your about some things that I had to go over with you. So I need to talk to you. I've been waiting for you to get headsets for forever, but I need to talk to you. So whether it's on the phone or you did get your headsets, so when you get in, it's very important we kick it, bro. And then AJ Brown has that shit. You heard? All right, call me when you get in the crib. All right. All right. So I think with that news, we are in a situation. Nando, I need you to figure out Titans and the Steelers. I'm assuming they're about to be an equal sum because they was in communication with everybody. If that's the case, the league will be advancing now. I did get a message that the Vikings can't can't make the Bears game. So D West will be getting that first win, and that was the last game we was waiting on. So at this point right now, once I'm while I'm in the middle of it, I can advance the league. So we'll be ready to play next week's games. Uh, Craig, give me a second. I'm gonna send you an invite to chat in a second, bro. All right. So with that being said, let me get back to what I was talking about. So again, if you are getting breakout messages and you can't play your game for whatever reason, because a guy giving you the forced win or whatever, and you got a picture of that breakout. So just if you get breakouts, take the picture, so you can have a screenshot, just in case. You never know when you might need that picture. So I advise everybody that has to play a game that you got breakout scenarios, take the picture of it. And now here's the slick shit that I'm gonna have to get past y'all thick ass heads, cause there's always guys looking to be slick all the time. It's never just no real integrity shit. Guys always trying to push the envelope. I know that there's different scenarios. Just because you get a breakout don't mean that breakout means it's a trait upgrade, right? There's all types of different scenarios. So if you don't show the proof of the breakout, so if I was you, I would take as soon as the motherfucker, you go to the next week and you see breakouts, I would screenshot every part of that scenario, because they got a cut-in scene for all scenarios. I would screenshot every part of it. If I don't see that that just the upgrade is an upgrade for trait upgrades, meaning go from normal to star to superstar, superstar to X Factor, I'm not giving it to you, because it's some messages that give you breakouts, but it only be a +5 this, or your guy on fire for the whole next game, or you got X amount of XP points. Everything is not star, superstar, X Factor. So don't send me pictures on guys thinking that you got you're gonna get a trait upgrade and you don't have the full proof of it. If I don't see it, I'm not giving it to you. All right. So that's for the guys that when you come up on these breakout messages, and you gotta play the computer, or well, if you play the computer, you should better get the message. But if you just taking a forced win, then I will give you I will give it to you, but you have to show proof that what it is. And if that don't happen, then y'all just gonna be wasting your time, because it's not gonna happen. But other than that, if you're looking at guys' teams and you see all of a sudden you see new superstars and maybe a couple extra, whatever the case may be, just know those guys can earn it, and there's proof to show that they can earn that while by playing their games. And all you gotta do is go to progression history. I'll show that in a second. But all right, so the Bears is only sitting on 1 X Factor and 2 superstars, so that's 3. That's not a lot at all. And I'm showing this to show you where our league is at right now. So all right, so the Bengals are sitting on Joe Mixon as a superstar, Jamar Chase as a superstar, and Jesse Bates the third, the safety, as a superstar. That's 3 superstars. That's it. Now the Bills, look like the Bills got things going on right now. So they got 2 X Factors, and Tre'Davious White, he's playing at a high level right now. Stephon Diggs comes on the game that way. He got his tight end Dawson Knox to a superstar. Micah Hyde comes there. Matt Breida, he got up to a superstar. Cole Beasley, and then Josh Allen, the quarterback. So they got a total of 4 superstars and 2 X Factors, total of 6 players on abilities. Broncos sitting on 3. Von Miller, the only superstar on this team. Patrick Surtain and Grady Jarrett, a player he traded for, gives him a total of 3 ability players. All right, Browns. Browns got Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Darius Leonard, a player he just traded for, and Odell Beckham are a superstar. So that's a total of 4. You look at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are sitting on Ronald Jones, just upgraded from a normal to a star to a superstar to an X Factor, right? He's the X Factor. Mike Evans the X Factor. Levante Davis X Factor. Tom Brady's X Factor. That's 4 X Factors. And then when you come down to the superstars, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Shaquille Barrett, Carlton Davis, Chris Godwin, Ali Marpet, and Tristan Wirfs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total superstars and 4 X Factors. So they have a total of 9. Now you would think, oh, the Bucks are loaded with ability, guys. Oh my God, the Bucks. Well, keep looking at these teams and you'll see some shit that I didn't expect to see. Alright, so look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are sitting on J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, and DeAndre Hopkins as 3 X Factors on this team. All 2 defensive players, 1 offensive player. Superstars, Kyler Murray. That's 1. Rodney Hudson, the center. 2. Tay Godwin, a rookie that he developed into that to a superstar, and then Buda Baker. So we got a total of 4 superstars and 3 X Factors. So the Cardinals have 7 total ability guys. All right, Chargers, Darwin James, Joey Bosa, and Keenan Allen are all X Factors, no superstars. Here we go. The Chiefs, Rich the Barber. Tyrann Matthews, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Tyreek Hill are all X factors, with McCole Hardman being a superstar. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Colts, DeForest Buckner, the only X factor on this team, but then they got Jonathan Taylor, Kwity Paye, somebody that they developed into that, Quentin Nelson, and Julian Blackmon, I think is another player that they developed into that. So good shit, Mike. Got you upgrades from the season. Alright, Julian Blackmon, Nelson, Pittman, that's 4 or 5 total players. You go look at the Cowboys team. Cameron Jordan, the player he traded for, Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper are X factors. Dak and Zach are superstars, so they got a total of 5. Get to the Dolphins, total of 3. Jalen Waddle, a player that he brought up to the ability to be an X factor. Xavier Howard comes with it, and Brian Jones comes with the superstar. Alright, so Eagles. Let's look at these Eagles, man. Deshaun Watson, Fletcher Cox, and Jamal Adams, 2 players he traded for. Deshaun Watson and Jamal Adams are all X factors with Fletcher Cox, so that's total of 3. Now, when you get to the superstars, you got Devontae Smith, Darius Slay, Miles Sanders, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Dallas Goedert, that he moved up himself to, Brandon Brooks. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 superstars. He got a total of 10. When you look at that Bucks team and say, oh my God, that Bucks, look at this Eagle team and what they developed into right now, through trades and himself getting upgrades himself. So the Falcons are sitting on 2. Kyle Pitts is an X factor. Calvin Ridley is a superstar. Football team, no X factors, but they are sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total superstars, with the rookie Jamin Davis getting upgraded through breakouts. Antonio Gibson as well. I think Curtis Samuels also is a player that he developed into that superstar. So they got a total of 7 total with no X factors. Now you look at the 49ers, they got 3 superstar X factors and 2 superstars, Trent Williams and Trey Lance. Now we go to the Giants. The Giants sitting on 1 X factor with Saquon Barkley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 superstars. The Jaguars are sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 superstars. The Jets are sitting on 2 superstars. The Lions literally got 1 superstar player on their team. That's it. Packers sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 X factors. One of them came through trade. And then they're sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 superstars. So they got a total of 8 right now. Panthers sitting on 1, 2 superstars. And then X factors, 2 X factors, 2 superstars. Patriots sitting on 2 superstar X factors and 1 superstar. The Raiders have 1 in Darren Waller, and I think he's an X factor. Yes, sir. Rams are sitting on 2, and then 1, 2, 3 superstars. Ravens are sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 superstars. X factors. Marlon Humphrey just went up to that X factor. Tylan Wallace did it during the year, so did Dolphin. So that's 4. And then they got Jason Tucker, Ronnie Stanley, Hammer, and Calais Campbell. So 1, 2, 3, 4 superstars, and 1, 2, 3. So they got a total of 8. Saints are sitting on 4, 1 superstar X factor, 3 superstars. Seahawks are sitting on 3, 2 X factors, 1 superstar. Steelers are sitting on 2 superstar X factors and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 superstars. So a total of 7. And the Texans are on none. You understand? Marcus really has nothing over there right now. Titans are sitting on 1, 2, 3 X factors and 1 superstar. And the last team is the Vikings. They're sitting on 2 X factors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it gives them a total of 10, tied with the Eagles. So the top ability teams in the league are the Eagles, Vikings, and Bucks.
That's surprising, man. Vikings got 10.
The Vikings benefited. He got two.
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's definitely right.
He was old that shit, so even the Bucks, he was old a superstar, so he was able to take Ronald Jones from normal to superstar. So
right. Yeah. You know, I remember that.
All right, so that's just the X factors and abilities. Now, Falk, why was that important for me to show that, man? Because if I'd have gave everybody 2 on offense, 2 on defense, right now people would not be getting breakout messages right now. It's 32 teams in the league.
I think where the league at, man, even though the development maybe not like in years past because the game's just different, I think this is cool, man. I think it's just a slow, steady progression. You know, by week 15, year 1, you know, guys would have had multiple people breaking out, or, you know, I think this slow pace is really just going to see what we trying to show this year, that, you know, it really doesn't matter the build. It's really about your skills as the player.
Because you got some teams on here that barely got ability guys on here, and they got better records than a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's there right now, man. So all right. So before we get into great conversation on the real talk right now, throughout the league play and everything we're gonna talk about, I want to go through right now to the schedule real fast and just you know um I gotta set the first one for the Bears right now.
Mike A, load up, baby.
It's early for my boy Mike. He probably on right now.
Yo, bro.
Bears get the first win. Alright, on there. And now the only game I gotta get right now is Nano. I need this. The Steelers are sending me information on about the line, the Titans and the Saints. I mean Titans and the Steelers game. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you, and they'll reach out conversations, and hopefully you get it in the rules chat, and then we can go from there to figure out what we're doing with this game. Because at this point, we're ready to advance now. So that's one. I'm just gonna keep sending it to you. We on another chat. All right. I'll be over there in a second. You know what? Let's just do this. Let me just save these shits. That way I can just send it in one walk. Save. Alright, bet. And then I can use this as the copy. So I'm assuming you already got it. They already got the shit. Raven sent. Your picture. What the hell that is? That's one. Hold up, buddy. Don't send it over yet, Nano. Give me a second. I gotta send it to you in the order it came. And then I'm also gonna. Bam. There we go. Alright, so that's all 4 of the messages he sent me. Alright, with that being said, man. What's up, Falk, man? How are you, my boy?
Oh, man, same old different day. What's going on with you, bro?
I'm calling, man. Long day trying to get these things out of one place to another right now. But outside of that, man, I haven't got to really talk to you on some real talks and all that, and just being on the game as much. You really haven't, been you playing your games, but you haven't been.
It's
right now.
It's some things in my life kind of new position at the job, and there's more responsibility at home. Little man getting a little older and the more shit, and just needs some more attention as far as his development or whatever. So just haven't had a lot of time to be on the game, but I still love the game. To come on, hop on and play. I just haven't been really involved in chats and real talks, and I miss it. But you gotta handle your handle. So when I get on, I try to get a league a little bit of being a bad guy.
Well, we talk about you as the bad guy, man. You had that persona for a while right now. You got 2 different things. Some would think that title fits you. Some think that you proclaims that title, that people don't really feel that way about you. So in that question of me asking you about the bad guy title, do you feel like you making that bad guy title up, or do you feel like you got plenty of examples on why?
I feel like I got plenty of examples. I think what people fail to do sometimes is really look at the context of things. They just they take things said as a blanket statement, or they apply it to them when really it's not really for that. There's a lot of things that happen that people may not be privy to or know. So when I say these comments or that comes with success. That comes with being one of the premier players in every league you're in. So it's cool. I laugh at it. What's up, children? I laugh at it, and it's actually cute. Just seeing some of the things that happen and transpire, man. Like yesterday was hilarious.
So I had to
Um,
bring the crew over first of all, the squad. What's up, fellas? I had to get the
What's
squad
good,
over
big
here. You
dog?
know, Shogun is one of my main hosts this year on the podcast show right now. So I had to get him back over here and make sure Mike, Craig, Max, and Nano are invited as well. Because this is our party every day. This is what we do, you feel me? So at the end of the day, the squad is around now. So let's really, really get into you feel me? And no reason not to talk about what we doing in this league right now, man. All right, so Falk, man, last night, listen, man, I interviewed Harold Burgers last night. I had to take down the interview late night when you got on because I just felt like it went left. All right, so we're gonna address that. We're gonna talk about some of the things that happened in that. We're gonna never got a clear version of either one of y'all really talking, saying what y'all wanted to say because it was a bunch of talking over each other, right? And he'll have his chance to rebuttal and all that as well too. But I want to get into. Let's talk about some of the conversations me and you have offline, online. In chat while the squad is on, and just the conversations of things we have. So you always told me as being one of the guys that always been a winner on this game, man. Where you win more. When we talk about winners and talk about guys that are the best players, these are guys that win way more games than they lose. All right, so you categorize yourself that way. Also, is the your peers in the league how they view you, right? Whether they view you as a dog or they don't, right? But you also have a resume, and a resume has to carry with you from it has to be longevity. It has to carry with you from this to this. And I think you build your resume on the work you put in the leagues you're in, rather what disc it is. So if you're a guy that playing 4 leagues every disc, then you should be able to look at those 4 leagues you win and determine what type of player you are all year long from disc to disc to disc, right? So, folks, something that me and you always talk about, we kind of even said it to guys are guys that's around us, or even just through conversation, is what's the whole issue of damn you do, damn if you don't, and winning uh doesn't when you're a winner, people don't praise you, right? Praise your winning, because when you're on top, everybody's gunning for that. So you get the it's excitement when you lose versus what you do as a winner.
yeah, so the damned if you do, damned if you don't. That comes from basically, I've had times where, I've lost games, right? And it was hoopla. Yeah, I beat Falk, and that's great. That's great. We want to see the league get better. But then I also had times where I've beaten the same person, whoever it may be, by 50, and it's like, oh, he's supposed to do that, right? Or I have situations where I win the game, but I barely win it. I might win by, field goal or touchdown, and it's close, and it was like, yeah, I almost got him, yeah. See, so the term "damned if you do, damned if you don't," it comes from that, because if I get on the headset and I get on chat and I bitch about losing, damn, fuck mad, he lost. Damn, he can't take it slow or losing. He always winning. He can't. But then if I don't say, you get what I'm saying? Like if I don't say on the flip side, if I gloat or whatever, oh yeah, yeah, he's supposed to do that. So that's where the term comes from. It's not. A lot of people say, oh, he arrogant, or he just think he's the best, and that. Nah, it's really not that. I really could care less. I just enjoy playing the game. The last few years, I just haven't been as active to be on top of the trends and what's popping and what not to do, and this and that. But that's where that term comes from. So that's the backstory to it.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you some real hard questions, and I'm expecting everybody that's participating on chat with me right now. I want y'all to chime in as well on this conversation, because I go to bed. I go to bed all the time angry. I go to bed excited. So my energy, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. So however I feel when I wake up, that's the type of day I'm gonna have. And the guys in the chat can testify to that. It could be times where they looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? You fucking on snap mode right now and all that. But I think there's a lot to come with trying to run a league, and there's a lot to come with a lot to come with trying to run the league, and I don't think people realize you know, I'm 24/7 open now. That means everybody have access to me all day long for whatever they need, want, and there's a lot of different emotions I go through because I deal with guys that only deal with me when they want something. I deal with guys that always try to get over, take my kindness for a weakness at times. There's so much stuff that I go through, so my emotions be all over the place. So, but what I do like is the one thing I know I can do is get on chat and deal with a bunch of guys that I'm hanging with in chat every day, that no matter what, they're going to find a way to make sure everything's right. They're going to help take care of the league, and they're going to make sure we all on the same page somehow, some way. Now, with that being said, doesn't mean we're always going to be on the same page, but I say that to talk about this. The perception yesterday that I was getting when I did the grilling with the burger interview, I wasn't worried about your game against the Bears, but it wasn't because, oh, it's Falky, so because it's Falky, he's off limits, let me not, you know, because guys think that, you know, you got guys in the crew that feel that way. You can't do no wrong when it come down to me, right? And I always gonna have your back, and whatever happens, no matter what, I'm gonna ride by you. In a sense, they're right, but in also sense, if you're doing something that integrity, you know, that's gonna you know, put a damper on the league in any way, you're gonna be the first person you're gonna hear from me. But yesterday I was interviewing Hero Burgers because me and him played, and I think Hero Burgers is a great character in this league. Now think about it. This is what I'm gonna say. Y'all got to know this about Hero Burgers. The person he show y'all who he is not who he really is. Why I can say that? Because I know this man in real life. The whole I'm drunk and he don't know what's going on and he's an idiot at times and all that shit, that's a persona, that's an actor, that's his act mode. The moment Hero Burgers is on the phone with me or get around me, he thinks somehow, some way, he thinks that it's time to go to act mode because he thinks I'm recording this shit or we on the show or whatever it is. But if you could tell the difference between a real Hero Burgers conversation with me and when he think we're podcasting, he goes into a whole different lane, and it's the person that you need him to be with that lane. So yesterday I was trying to do an interview with him yesterday, and in that interview, I wanted to talk about his team, and we came out with, you know, he talked about how his two quarterbacks got into an argument. Just us going into what's the mode I want to say? We going, you know, remember I tell you, you got to be intimate with your team. You got Max that when this player ain't playing good, he talk about him like, I need to have a conversation with this guy. It's just us going into what's the word, Shoguns I'm looking for? Like, it's like animated almost. It's almost like we make up fictional characters and we talk to our team in third person. Yeah, the drama part of it, like so he kind of was doing that, right? But Hero Burgers didn't care about interviewing him. You know, he dealt with it because that's the line of the questions I was at. But before the interview, he wanted to know why I didn't get up on fault on some why we let him live, because he got air against the Bears. When he played the Bears, he lost 41-14. And to him, he felt like this is what Hero Burgers thought. You could talk about everybody else's teams, but you ain't saying nothing about Falk when he lose. So honestly, he's throwing an insult to me, really. All right, go ahead.
Well, I was speaking out loud, but what it is, just so everybody knows, is whenever that segment has happened, just imagine like you're watching ESPN and they do "Come On Man" and there's only one person there. You can't do the "Come On Man" if the set is not, if everybody's not on set. And when we went over the games with Falk and D West, nobody was there. You know, Ant was basically by himself. So we can't do that segment, and nobody else was available to set that segment up.
Right.
It wasn't a protect Falk thing. It's just nobody was available to do the segment.
And that's what I was trying to explain to him off air too. I was trying to explain that, but his mind was made up. Some guys just had their minds made up. Bottom line. So when Hero Burgers got his mind up, I know this about him. He doesn't care about nothing else I'm saying. Like, his mind's made up, right? So it didn't matter if I said, yo, bro, I was by myself, so the energy wasn't there for me to do that segment. That's the only reason why I talked about him losing, but I didn't talk about tear his ass up or let him live, because it wasn't there. And then when we did finally get to it, because he wouldn't leave it alone and he wanted to continue to go that, like, this is the problem. Fuck, am I wrong or right? The man, once you heard me say we was interviewing him for him and not you, and he didn't care about his interview, he wanted to talk about you and your loss. And once that happened, it changed the way you thought about the whole shit, right? Am I right or wrong about that?
No, you're absolutely right. You know, again, it goes back to the damned if you do, damned if you don't. I understand that when I lost to D West, it would be topic of conversation.
Okay.
But I wasn't. I admitted it. I got my ass whooped. I lost. I'm 10 games in. You know, I'm not making any excuses. It's stuff that, you know, we need to improve upon. We got our ass whooped. It happens. Any given advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what he wanted was for me to be mad or prove that I was mad I lost. Or like he was trying to create a narrative that I'm a sore loser.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was like, okay, I really don't care. And I think by me hopping on chat and saying those things, and I don't want to get too far ahead of where you're going with it, but I think by me hopping on saying, yeah, hero, I really don't care, that no, you need to listen to it. No, I don't need to listen to it. I don't care. I lost. I got my ass whooped. That's all you got? And then I'll let you continue with how everything else transpired.
Yeah, so, you know, I went over the game. While we talking about it, I'm going to go back to week 13. I went over the game, but I was by myself. Like, Craig was actually on with me, and, you know, the attitude of that game really was, and I'm going to speak for everybody right now. If I went down the line and asked everybody that was on headset, yo, bro, you see what D West did to motherfucking fuck? And I said, fuck it. The segment is let him live or tear his ass up. I think we'd have got a whole bunch of let him live. Because it was one game.
One game.
Exactly.
And I don't think 90% of the league would have gave a fuck if we tore his ass up or let him live, right? But me, you know, I care about everybody in the league, so I entertained it for him just because he wasn't going to let it go. If I call you on headset, Craig, for an interview, should I have to pretty much change up my script of what that interview going to be to cater to who you want to talk about in the league?
Not at all. Hell no.
Or should you take full advantage of that interview and promote yourself?
I mean, I think that's another thing he did was took full advantage of it. And, I mean, he was excited to be on there, man. It was crazy. He was excited to be in some type of spotlight, man.
Yeah, he just was on go mode. But you know what?
Yeah.
You have to. One thing about me as a commissioner, bro, as the head commissioner, I understand everybody in the league. I spend time with everybody in the league, whether it's on the phone or in chat, whatever it is. I get personal with y'all because I feel like to be able to run a good league, you have to know who's in your league. You have to understand those people. So I knew the moment he was on, I knew he was going to straight act mode, right? You might hear him talking about how much he drinking. Like, you think that man was really sitting there drinking corn liquor? No, if you paid attention to him, that was his selling point because he's in act mode right now. And in the same time he was telling you he was drinking corn liquor, he also told you he really wasn't. Told you he was drinking wine. Different situation, right? If anybody that know corn liquor versus wine. Now, wine get people fucked up on a, like, really gets you fucked up, but corn liquor is you might have to, if you one of those guys that, you know, you don't go outside if you're a corn liquor drinker and you can't hold your fucking liquor. Bottom line, you're gonna do something that you're gonna be in the county for, and when you sober up, you're gonna be like, I did that. Damn, that's what corn liquor do. All right, so you know, so he gave y'all that persona. That's what it was, but he wasn't. Now he's a great showsman person. Like, he was awesome in the interview, had us all laughing and everything. But the one thing that he didn't want to let go is he didn't want to let me forget about. He wanted to tear Falk ass up. So even in the tear me up segment, when I gave him what he wanted, he wasn't satisfied with it because he don't feel like I tore his ass up. But it was hard because it was forced upon me. It wasn't us just, you know, that was part of our show, we having fun with it. It was forced. It wasn't natural. And because he forced it, it almost, if you remember, Craig, I stopped talking and said, well, you tear his ass up. There you go. You got your time to tear his ass up.
I mean, can we say what it is and put it in perspective?
Yep.
How can you tear up a team that's 13-1?
Exactly.
And when you said something, I'm like, how can I tear up somebody I never even beat before? How can I? It's like, what can I say? I can't say shit.
Well, that was Falk's argument.
Now, if he was on some nano stuff and was like, yeah, when soon as we advance, but I'm dropping 50 burger on you, and all this, and then you lose, even though let's just say Nana was 13-0, and he said he's gonna drop 50, and not only did he not drop the 50, but he turned around and lost. Yeah, you're gonna get torn up because you set that up. You set that table.
Right.
Exactly. Should have kept your mouth closed.
And can I just chime in? And I want to just, I know I don't want to take Ant because he's he's moderating this and he's leading it. But that was pretty much what y'all said was my point. It was like, hold on, Hero. I just whooped your ass. You bringing up what another man did to me. He whooped your ass. I whooped your ass. Why you ain't talking about that? Why you talking about like he was like hell bent on y'all not killing me for losing a game?
The man even went into act mode to the point where he was acting like he was D West. He literally knocked on his something like he was knocking on the door. You heard it, boom, 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 boom. Yo, D West, come here, bro. I need you for a second. Like, so he was in pure play mode, right? And we understand that though. But the problem was he wasn't getting. To me, this is what I think happened. He didn't get the response he wanted. That he assumed you were mad. He assumed that he would get under your skin. That's what it was, and that he wasn't getting under your skin. It turned to something else. And it went a little farther. But I just want to clarify, like when guys say shit, bro, I read between lines of everything. When you say, y'all praise him, well, Ant, you praise him every time he do something good, but you don't never tear his ass up. You're not insulting Falk. You're insulting me right now. And at the end of the day, I'm taking it that way. Like, damn, bro. So I cater to that just to show him, like, all right, this is what you really want, bro. Come on, and like we could do that, but he don't realize that the show was so much better when he was just doing his thing about his team. When he was doing his own thing, he had everybody laughing. He was being hero burgers.
And a comment on even that, and I know we got some more, and we could get the guys' perception, right? So that's all and good. You want to tear me up, right? But if you wake up and the first conversation that you get with him is, yeah, damn, y'all ain't killed Falk? Nah, because you came at him from a space of, yo, I want to get you on the real talk.
Right.
Yeah, I got some stuff to say. I want to kill Falk. Y'all ain't killing Falk. Okay, cool. All right. Whatever. That was the early conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Then the real talk happened, and I guess I don't get killed how he wanted. He wanted to continue it, right? Right. So then when I hop on, now it's you was mad, you was mad, wasn't you? Nah, Hero, I really don't care. Go listen to it. I want you to listen to it. Hero, I really don't care. But since you care so much, now I'm gonna start digging. Now I'm gonna start prodding to see if there's something else there, because when he said the statement, yeah, y'all always catering the Falk, y'all never get on him. Then hold on, that's a history there. When you say certain things, hold on, y'all always catering the Falk, y'all never get on him when he lose. Well, first of all, I haven't really been a topic of discussion because I ain't been on. Only thing I've been talking about that I've heard this year is my comeback against Boom. Nothing else.
That's all. That's it. That's what I asked him.
That's it. So
I asked him that though.
I think it was something more there. He not going to admit it, but it's a history there. And see what people don't understand when I say something, understand it's coming from a place of literally analyzing situations. So one of his good friends, 6 Oos, he couldn't stand me. He actually left the league. He won't admit it because of me, because I was just a asshole, a troll. He couldn't get his way. I was however he wanted to play it. Slick talk, memes, whatever. I was killing him. He left the league, right? So between once you get the information, supposedly yesterday he was talking to 6 Oos. So now you got
about
all this
getting
energy.
back in the league.
Yeah. Supposedly he was talking to 6 Oos yesterday. So now you got all this energy, negative energy. I don't talk to Hero. We play our games. We go on. He might act drunk or whatever. We know that's just a ploy. Now you talk to 6 Oos. Now you got all this negative energy. You want to shine light on. You want to push a narrative. Where did that come from?
And
That ain't out of nowhere.
I mean, it was really a build-up, because if you let people talk, they tell you. Like, if you just sit and let people talk, you get the real person out of them. Because
that's what I did.
Sooner or later, they're
night.
going to talk their way into what they really want.
And he just to let the league know. Go ahead.
Now, he brought up the fact that, you know, why. All right, so Guns, you was the main person that got asked this question. And this is one thing I remember for sure. During the D West game, while Falk was broadcasting, he said, "Damn. Yo, Guns." Well, he asked me first, but I wasn't really paying attention to him. But I heard it. But he asked you, what single back, something on YouTube, everybody running the same shit, single back shit they got off of YouTube or something. You remember that question that he said to you?
Yeah. That's okay. I don't watch YouTube. I have no idea.
Right. So that was your response, right? I said the same thing. I don't know what's the YouTube trend, but what I do know is I'm seeing a lot of single back deuce, and I'm seeing a whole lot of that bench shit getting ran right now. So obviously we know, you know, and guys gotta stop taking offense to the fact that, oh, what you on YouTube? Because that's part of the game now. You should go to YouTube. You should go watch plays. You should go understand what people are trying to do. Now if you don't, you don't. It's called off meta. Off meta players are players like Falk, like myself, well, I can't tip myself in that category because I go on YouTube a lot. I do it for my own reasons, but I go on it. But off-meta shit is the guys that are playing the game and not doing what the trends are, you know, to be successful in the game, right? Guys that make their own shit up and do their own thing. They're off-meta players. And then you got the meta players, right? And the meta players are, they on YouTube and they finding out what the community is doing to be successful in the game. All right, well, since the YouTubers all became a thing, that's part of football now when you play Madden. That's a big part of it. Finding out what the metas are and understanding how to run them shit. So really, he poked at that a lot yesterday about, you know, he literally said it. I take offense. Falk was on when he said this shit. I take offense. You know, guys talking about guys getting shit off of YouTube and shit, single back. They playing other guys, and he said they running the single back off of this, and D West was running the shit I run, and I take offense to that shit, man, because I don't be on YouTube.
I was on there too. I was on there with y'all too.
You was on when that happened,
yeah. But the thing about him is that it ain't like somebody's bringing it up. He's voluntarily giving up his information and saying these things out the blue. So to me, he's secure about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and that's a problem. So like, see, this is the thing with guys, and I'm not, you know, again, Hero Burgers will have a platform to better, you know, rebuttal anything that's happening today. The one thing I won't do is talk about a man and not give him a chance to talk back, right? But just I'll give you a prime example. All day yesterday, he was poking at this. Yeah, you know, guys got the practice squad players and all that shit. And I'll be at work and shit, this and that. And I'm like, well, all right, well, you said it, so what are you really trying to say? So he dancing around it. He talking to me, but he dancing around it. So I go back and I tell him, well, Hero Burgers, everybody had the same opportunities to get these practice squad players, right? It was an order, and we did 4 rounds of it. Now, how could you miss 4 rounds of it when I'm posting it all day long in the chat? I'm on a podcast talking about it, and I'm individually texting you about the shit, right? But yet you didn't get players, so yet you still poke at that, and you talk to me as if you're not talking about me when you're talking about it. Yeah, you know, guys can't check the chat every day or be all this and that. And I'm like, yo, yeah, you know, guys getting handouts and shit. And I'm like, oh, God, here you go. So I go, what handouts? I said, listen, the only major handout I handed out this year was when you played Falk. We made a bet against the game. So then he goes, yeah, but everybody betted against me. How I'm supposed to get something if everybody betted against me? I go, because right while you were playing that game, as soon as y'all game was over, I did another one for you to be involved in, where I did it with the Chiefs and the Giants, so you could come right back and have the same opportunity that you wouldn't have had if you didn't bet against yourself. Simple as that, right? So what are we talking about? Then it was you asking guys to post their timestamps in the chat and all that shit, but you won't go back and look at it when guys post their games. You're not going to scroll all the way back up. And I'm like, okay, again, there's a system for that, because you ain't supposed to just post it in the time chat. You also supposed to at somebody and it'll alert us. I shouldn't have to go back 45 messages to figure out if somebody somebody posted their time in there because you just picked me and him playing at 8:30. When you should at one of us. If you at one of us, we'll get alerted to it the same way I Gord alert or I at you. You should do the same thing back. So again, you know, when, everything comes down to when things don't go somebody's way. You know, it's a complaint. Like, so you might like me giving out superstars to guys until you play that guy and the guy beats you and you forget you got that same superstar. So then that's the problem. Oh man, guys are 99 overall. Well, your team is 99 overall too. What's the fucking problem? All right, so I'll give you a prime example. Boom plays Harold Burgers and he beats Harold Burgers by 60 the first 3 times they play. By season 4, Harold Burgers got the same type of team Boone got, and he's not blowing him out. He's still winning. He's beating him by 21 now. Well, he's mad at that. Well, you're helping these guys. If these guys didn't get help from you or get their teams built, then they wouldn't be able to motherfucking. So now I can't put 100 up on this guy no more, and he can beat him by 21, and I'm bothered by that. And he got the same opportunity you got. You know what I'm saying? So again, it only affects if you're affected by it. So if you don't like it, you're gonna have a problem with it. So I learned that. I can't please everybody, but I learned that, you know, I did a lot of rule changing and with the draft picks and all that shit because, you know, me and Boone argued about this the other day. I think Craig was on with us, and I was like, you was one of the main reasons why I changed the rule, bro. You always complained about me having a top 10 pick every year or having the first pick and then 11th pick and having all these picks and I could build my team in one season. So we stopping that. Why you complaining now? Well, he's complaining because he don't like Baker Mayfield and he want to trade him, but he's mad he can't trade him for an extra first and all that shit. So because he can't trade him now, it's an issue. But he ignores the fact that niggas like Mike and them keep building their teams because they either picking in the top 10 every year or they giving up their picks and other guys are getting better than that. Well, we stopped that, so you would think that you would like that, but you don't because you're affected because now you can't trade the player you want. You get what I'm trying to say? It only matters when it affects you. It's not about the entire league or the integrity or anything. It's all about you. So I'm learning that the hard way when I'm dealing with guys to just realize, like, you know what, sometimes you just can't, it just got to be what it is. Like, if I'm a rules maker, I got to stick by that rule making and not care about what guys are thinking. You're either going to play or you're not. So we get back to conversation. Let's get one thing straight. Is there anybody on here that feel like Falky should get passes or we give Falky passes?
No.
Speak your mind for real, fellas.
I'm gonna speak mine. I don't know what you can do with 13-1. I'm confused. I don't know what I can do with 13-1.
Right.
Yeah, I for me personally, I think people see it differently. I feel like they don't see it as I see. I respect him. I respect the shit that he do on a consistent basis every season since I've been coming into audio and all this. Like, I mean, that's how I look at it. It's just a respect thing for me. It ain't a past thing, and we hold them to a higher standard than others. You know what I'm saying? Folk knows that. You know what I mean? And when he loses, it's differently than some people. You know what I mean?
I can't speak for the extra fault energy because I've never had it, you know, towards him. So I hate speaking for other people, but I do know that this particular season right here, you as a commissioner have made people work more than they're used to. People are used to being bailed out. They're used to having things go their way. They're used to getting all these handouts and upgrades, and they're having to work, and some people don't like it.
At all. And this is one of the main things.
Either they're making the adjustments. They haven't quite made the adjustment yet. I don't mean to make it seem like everybody's mad, because even I'm having to adjust. I can tell Boone real easy. You know, if you want to trade Baker Mayfield, you find somebody with a higher draft pick, you trade Baker Mayfield and you swap first.
But that don't make sense to him, though. That don't make sense, though. Why? Because he want the extra first. I should better get 2 firsts for him. Fuck that. So it don't make sense to him, right? But what's going to make sense is understand this. When you not dealing with it's all right. Let's just say I got 8 niggas in this league that know how to GM and get to the trades better than everybody else. Well, let's just think about the old system. If you allow 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and then 3 picks in each round after that, and it's 8 niggas that's guaranteed to have their whole fucking draft looking like that, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 3 picks from 3 to 7. Where are all the players going? Because 8 people is a lot of people that's got double and triple picks right now. And when y'all agree with that?
Yep.
Now, those same 8 people are built in one season, and then they're the guys that are going to get all the trades, and I've been always one of them, right? They're going to get all the trades because they're going to have all the players they better build on their team, and they building them, and they could just drop niggas off wherever they want them at and put themselves. And now every draft, I'm always positioned with 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 3 thirds, 3 7 rounds every draft. So now I can move myself around. All right, well, I need to get to the number 1 pick to get the player I want. I can do that because I got the capital to do all that. So now when you're dealing with guys not being able to get rid of the guys that they just want to throw away, that's really good players that we should be playing with at this time right now, like a D-Hop. Fuck, would you have traded D-Hop without this rule?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Are you finding value in D-Hop on the field right now that you're forced to play with a D-Hop?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely finding value. It's teaching me to be patient and not blow the team up, and then come from it from a different angle of, not having as many draft picks and they matter. So now, your strategy change. Your strategy, your scheme change. You look at your current team and project out and really try to build it, but knowing you ain't gonna be able to tank for 2 years, and then year 3 or 4 your team is built because you got all young players on the cheap, and you don't gotta worry about paying them. You don't gotta, you know what I mean? Because you just blew up your team. Now you gotta manage your cap better. You gotta manage your picks better. That 4th round that you normally would throw around, that don't matter now.
Right. Now, let me ask y'all all this. When it comes down to the draft in my league, would y'all say that's probably the biggest part of my league, the draft? Like, how many of y'all been in leagues? How many of y'all can honestly say when y'all go to y'all drafts in them other leagues that it's 29 guys drafting, at least?
Nah, hell no. No, because the regular Madden drafts, they're always top heavy. There's always about maybe 16 players. And then for the rest of the draft, you getting cheeks.
Yeah, you don't want to. You only
get like 50 overalls.
Yeah. All right, so even with the old system, guys drafted from rounds 1 damn near until it was over with, right? But with the new system, what happens is 3rd through 7th round going to be even more important now, and niggas going to be locked in through that 3rd and 7th round. But when you trading right now, you have to see the value in the player. So if I trade Patrick Queen, right, and I'm going to trade him to, let's say I'm trading the Shoguns. I know I can't get a 1st or a 2nd for a Patrick Queen, right? And I know Shogun will be willing to give me that, right? But what I do know is that, okay, where can I get the value at? All right, I won a Super Bowl, so I'm picking at 32. Shogun's picking at 11, right? All right, so give me Patrick Queen, you get my 32nd pick. I take your fucking 7th overall pick, right? And then I want a 3rd round pick with it, right? So now what I did was I moved down to the pick 7 and guarantee I'm getting a super dog out of the draft. And in the 3rd round, I'm getting another starter. So I got a 2-for-1 if you really think about it. Don't look at the draft pick like, we got to swap. That shit don't mean the same. You got to think about what's behind all that swapping. Because if I could trade 1 player and get 3 starters for it, ain't that a win?
Yeah, and the thing that people don't realize is you don't stop there. Let's say you did that, you got the 7th pick and you got a 3rd from me. Now what people don't realize is now you taking that 7th, you took my 3rd, and you gave up another pick or a player, and now you moved into the top 3.
Now I'm sitting at number 2. You know what I'm saying? And now I definitely get who I want out the draft, right? Off of a player that I know was worth me getting 2 first-round picks. So I still get because if you look at it, the 1st and 2nd round, the first 60 fucking players in the 1st and 2nd round, now you get to the 3rd round and you got guys with 2 picks in these rounds and all that and get a little bit, but you're going to get starters from 4th and 5th round now. You'll see. When we get to the draft, you'll see you're going to get starters in the 4th and 5th round right now, and if you value it right. And then you got the guys that like to trade for players versus the draft. That is still there. You can still do exactly that. You just got to better move it a little different now. Like guys trying to blow their team up that's on tank mode right now. Instead of you being mad you can't get 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and all that shit, what you should be looking at is, well, maybe if you trade in this running back that's a superstar X factor, maybe you trade him to a guy that you don't even got to swap a pick. Maybe you just get 2 players in the draft pick. Well, that's 2 starters in that's 3 starters right there for a player that you gave up. It's always better to get 3 for 1 deal than it is anything else. And until you start looking at it like that, it's going to be a problem. The other thing is this. how do you value your first and second round pick now? And that's important. Even with me, if I need to build my line, I can't wait. Because in a sense, everybody that need to build their line should be trying to get that dog from first and second round. If you wait to the third, fourth, and you've been hearing me say this the whole time, if you wait later on for linemen, it's the luck of the draw, because you're probably not going to get that superstar lineman if you're picking one in the third, fourth, fifth round. It's not saying you can't get one, but you better value what you need versus what you want. So the main, ready, I'll ask Shoguns. What's the main players that go off the board in the draft, rounds one?
There's always the skill players. First thing is coming off wide receivers, corners, and you got people that will, you know, where you got your quarterbacks, your wide receivers, your
and
corners,
linebackers,
and your linebackers. Then after that, there'll be in about maybe the second, third round, there'll be a run on running backs.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the draft, then you got people going back to drafting cornerbacks for the rest of the draft.
Right. Now, how many times you seen a guy get a cornerback in the first round to come right back and get one in the second round? Or wide receiver, first round wide receiver, second round wide receiver. I can go through rosters right now, and that guys got 7, 9 receivers on their team right now, and don't give niggas the blueprint. Make them figure that shit out.
9 cornerbacks.
I mean, you right, but at the end of the day, right? Here's the thing. You know why I get a blueprint out here for the draft shit? Because you got guys that'll always look at it like, well, you edit the draft, you know what the fuck's going on in there. So I got to talk to y'all about this shit to point y'all in the right direction so it's balanced. We've never had a draft where anybody complained on anything because you got what you wanted. What you do complain on is, man, I couldn't get no fucking receiver because 7 niggas drafted 3 or 4 of them in one draft. Well, we're taking that away from you now, and if you do that, you fucking your team right now, because you're going to see my draft is always good. The players that come out are always good, bro, but what they're not going to be is great like you think they're going to be. Like, they're not. You're going to have to really train your mind to build your team. So I'm pitting y'all in that situation right now, how we're building right now, right? And I'm giving y'all hints all throughout this shit. Like when I did the practice squad waiver system, you're looking at what the draft guys will look like. So some of you guys got guys, and I'm one of them, that you got off a waiver that's flat out a starter for you right now. Well, what's the difference between getting that waiver guy and what's in the draft right now? Same thing, right? Or some of you guys ain't gonna better build a 70 overall in 1 year and get him to a fucking 90. It's not gonna happen. I got guys on my team right now that's not even 90s yet. Now when you look at teams, you got to pay attention to the arrows up. Them arrows up meaning they understand what they're doing with their coach tree shit. That doesn't mean that's what you got. Like, I had guys for 2 weeks straight with 99 break tackles and play rep, but they dropped now. They don't have that scenario is over now. So they drop back down to what they originally are right now. So you got guys on my team that got 99 strength right now because I got that on some coaching shit, right? And they'll go back down at the end of the year. So you got to pay attention to that when you're looking at rosters too. But the whole thing is the more people know how to build, whether you trading or GMing and drafting, the better balanced the league is going to be now that we're not trying to get it to a 99 overall league fast. All right, so that's that. So let's just get all that out the way now. All right, so let's get back into this conversation, folks, real fast. Was you wrong last night, or do anybody? I had to take the broadcast down. I would not show that broadcast, right, because it got ugly. But was you wrong last night for saying you jealous of me?
From the information I had, and from the context in which he was, coming from with the energy and with his statements, no, I wasn't.
So when he said,
that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. But basically, you gotta always look at where things coming from. Why is it regular? Like I said this last night, I was 12-0 in RDL. It was last this, but it was our most recent league, and I lost 4 in a row. Where was you at then?
Well, the energy wasn't there because they didn't think you were the best player in the league at that point. T was. So
that's my point though. So
okay.
My point. Well, I said that. I said, you know what? Was it a secret type of something there because you didn't mention it then, or was you secretly happy that T was the best and T was whooping my ass? Like, somewhere along the line, for him to call you yesterday, for him to bring it up several times, for him to follow up with you and then on the chat and then be mad that you really didn't do it, to the point where he wanted to get, no, you really ain't killed for. And then you gotta always listen to what people say. They'll tell you the truth. Y'all always give Falk a pass. You always talk about him when he's doing good, but when he lose, y'all don't say nothing. When you say those words and you use the key word always, that's a culmination of things. That ain't just recent. That's an opinion you have developed in your mind over time. So therefore, when I heard all this, and it was just like, nah, we were just doing it for the show. We was trying to be Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, and then it's like, no, you ain't. You called Ant called you this morning, and he was bringing it up, and then you kept harping on it throughout the day, several conversations, and then you talked to Six Oos. So now it's like, oh, this is where this energy coming from. So I think from the information I had, I think I made an accurate, in my mind, assessment.
Now, do you think you taking this whole bad guy thing, Falk's the bad guy thing, a little too like the fact that you're labeled the bad guy, the way however you see yourself as the bad guy? Do you think you overselling that you're the bad guy? So do you think you cause trouble to the league?
No, I don't think I caused trouble. I just think my resume has caused trouble because I'm the marker. You know, I'm the standard, right? I'm the person where if you beat me and I get on the game and I see, damn, that shit was lagging, you gonna feel some type of way because it's like, nah, I beat you, fuck, get the fuck out of here. That shit wasn't lagging. You feel me? Like, that shit wasn't lagging. I beat you. Damn, fuck, can't give me no credit. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Damn, he beat me. I'll say good game. But I can't say, damn, the game was lagging. Players wasn't. I can't do that. So it is a standard, and I'm cool with it. But I say the bad guy because I started to embrace it before, and you know this, I wouldn't say nothing. Whatever. Now I just started to embrace it because people actions, whether it was secret chats, whether it was conversations like I control you or you know what I mean? Like if you do something, I'm the first one to check you. I might not do it in front of everybody. Same with you.
Now here's a question that he had all last night because it seemed like he wanted you to be mad and was mad that you wasn't mad. Are you a competitor?
Am I a competitor? Yeah, I'm a competitor, but it's not as intense as it once was.
All right, so as a competitor, we all are, right? And or we wouldn't be locked in playing 24-hour league and niggas engaged all day long. I mean, sometimes you gotta pry guys off the game to like, damn, go do something else, my nigga. You've been on this bitch for 8 hours. The fuck? That's a competitor, right?
Yeah, and that's why I said it's a different level for me. I think if I lose 41-14 and 17 or 18 and 19, I'm on it. I'm on the game and practice, and I'm on my shit because I don't want that shit to happen again. Making sense to you?
Yeah.
I think the last 2 years, and this makes the third year, I think I'm just in a different space, and I think I'm just my football skills and my knowledge of the game just allows me to still come on and be better than most of the league, but not as dominant because I just don't have the time to really put into plays and schemes like I used to.
Through your undefeated, through your run when you got to that 11-0 before you took your first loss, right? You go through your games right now. When you got to Boone, you was down 28-0, and you swung that around to 47-28. Did that game show you anything? I mean, and this is where I want to see how niggas think as coaches and how they feel about themselves. Did that game show you something that made you look at your team and like, we're 11-0, but we really not there?
Yeah, well, Booney, and you always got to know your opponent. So Booney, he the type where if you play him, he gonna give you, like, he's gonna let you back in the game.
Right.
If I'm, for example, if D West is up 28-0 on me, there's no way I'm coming back.
Right.
If Shoguns, if Views up that amount of points, y'all gonna do things where y'all not chewing clock, but y'all moving the chains, keeping the clock going. Booney, he want to
buttball the dog shit out you.
Yeah, Booney, he want to make that 28-56.
Yeah.
He want to put 100 on you if he can, because he gonna be like, yeah, no, put 100 on Falk, man.
Yeah.
That's something he could take with him. So if we go back to the context, that context is very important. I think that might have been my 5th game, 6th game actually playing.
Right.
I didn't play my first 2 to 3 games. So that might have been my 5th or 6th game playing. And, you know, it was just like, oh, shit, fuck, really might be ass. Like, oh, shit, 28-0. And he stopped doing what made him successful.
What made
that
him go
first drive, I couldn't stop Chubb. And him trying to air me, it actually turned against me. And then I'm still who I am. So once it was 28-14, all right, now it's 28-21. Backside's getting tight. Palms getting sweaty. What you gonna do?
It's too late to go back to try and ball you at that point. Now it's over.
Yeah.
One stop
and then
changes everything.
it just wind up mad in the momentum. Then it wind up beating 47-28. So I scored 47, but it didn't really teach me anything because if that was anybody else, I probably don't win.
But my question is this: if I'm up getting beat on, like when I played Boone, and he scored 31 in that quarter, I knew 2 things in that game. Like I evaluate games while I'm playing them more than I watch guys play or film study. Everybody got different ways. Well, I process my film studying during the game, right? When I'm playing Boone and he scored 31 on me. I knew turnovers played the key to it, but the second thing was I knew how important it was that Chubb was doing what he was doing, and that will open up everything else for him, right? But what I did know was, all right, if I don't win this game, I do know the second time I play him, I know exactly what I got to do to not be in this situation again, right? So I asked you, processing that, like, damn, you escaped your first 3 games because you was able to get wins in those situations where you didn't play, but then the next 2 games was you playing, and then you still went on runs, and you played another team in that you played Shoguns real tight, and he lost that game on a goal line interception, right? Then you played the Rams where the score might not show how intense that game was for you, but you started to see things. So my question,
game was intense. I know what your question. Right. I'm assuming. So finish.
No, because you know where I'm going with it, bro. It's like you processing your team.
I knew when I played the first game, the 3rd game of the season, which was my first game, when I played Shogun, I knew I would have a tough year stopping people that played football. Okay. Not football. People that play football, meaning drags, in routes, corner routes, run the ball. Same, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. However the order is, right? Not necessarily trying to attack you vertically in shot plays, literally playing football, right? Playing football. I knew I would struggle with that because my team awareness. So, I couldn't stop Shogun, the Rams, and save. Last night, I played the Rams. That nigga should have beat me. I'll be honest, he should have beat me. I couldn't stop him to save my life, no matter what I did. Man, zone, hard flats, cloud flats, meta blitz, whatever it was, I couldn't stop him.
So the main reason of this question is all right. So you see yourself and you look at your team and you look at it that like you can lead up to getting to a D West. And not seeing a 41-14 game, but you can see how you lost that game, right? Because of where your team was really at, even though you're undefeated.
Well, first of all, if people actually watched the game, it was 14-14 and a half.
Right.
So it wasn't like he just hopped on sticks with my ass. It was 14-14 and a half, couple turnovers, couple fumbles. They just get away from you.
Right.
Get away from you. But and all that saying, I still couldn't stop him though.
So what do you say? What do you say when guys guys think that they get shit taken away from? Like, I'll give you a prime example, and I'm assuming, so don't take this the wrong way. When I lost to the Dolphins, my main complaint was my team was red. And I honestly think if my team wasn't red, I don't lose that game at all. I don't think I lose that game at all. But I can see through our comments to each other in the chat that he wasn't trying to hear that excuse. Remember what we said? You don't want. It's no excuse. I beat you. You can't hit. I don't want to hear it was lagging and all that. I beat you, right? And then I played the Steelers and his whole team red. And I said flat out, he gonna be a problem because the running back was still had 180 yards rushing on me, and he was dead dog tired. Imagine when I gotta face him when his team's not red, right? That's just to me. I think it's being real, but evaluating. So when you get guys like we know Boone this way. If Boone beats you and he beats you bad, he think that's supposed to happen every single time now. He don't think that nothing else is supposed to change. He just supposed to air.
Who could beat you by 1 and you ask?
And you ask, right. But is he seeing the game the right way, or is he seeing it just being cocky? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm trying to get guys to understand, a loss doesn't predict who you really are through a loss at all. It doesn't. And a win doesn't either. Just as well as a loss doesn't predict who you are, a win doesn't either. The circumstances happen in any football game. That's why I always try to get people to realize any given event, anybody can beat anybody in this league, and it's true. But don't like so. Bottom line, you wasn't 11-0 thinking, cause I did say this when we did the tear you up segment, because I really had nothing else to say. So I was like, that's fault problem was, he didn't play nobody yet, and this and that, and he get to a guy that not to play, and there it go. He thought he was gonna go undefeated. Don't let me go 19-0 and sneak to steal the first Super Bowl. Blah blah blah. That's how I had to come at it. But I don't think you really think that way, right? You wasn't 11-0 thinking that, damn, these niggas is ass over here. I'm really ready to whoop they really ready to win easy. I ain't even locked in.
First of all, my offense, and people can attest to this, my offense is probably about at 50% as far as like my capacity and capability of designing routes, because I don't have hot route master and I don't have hot route apprentice on the receivers. Right. Everybody normal. Only got D hop. Everybody else normal. So half of my adjustments, if a motherfucking cover 4, well, I got some shit for cover 4. Motherfucking cover 2, I got some shit for. Motherfucking man, literally at the line, I could pick any play, right? And then do adjustments. I can't do that right now, because I just don't, my team is Kyler Murray, regular superstar, and it's cool. It's an adjustment for me, picking plays or moving people around where I can really, do some things. So it's I knew like I wasn't going to go undefeated. I was just like, and I think I might have said at one time, like, if I fuck around, don't let me win the Super Bowl year 1.
Right.
If y'all let me win Super Bowl year 1,
well, we say that every year, though. We say that every year. Like year 1, we're not expected to win it, but we competing to win it. So we say that every year. So Shoguns, I ask you this: what's your Jaguars team right now? You've been up and down all year right now. How do you feel as a whole about your team and where you at right now? Year 1.
I mean, my team is going as expected. When you have a lot of young players. First and foremost, what a lot of teams are getting from their coaches, which is very important, some of the abilities and some of the things that your teams are able to do. I got a new coach also that didn't come with those things. Mm-hmm. So I got a new coach. I got rookies with low awareness.
Yep.
And they play that way. So it's up and down, and I'm actually enjoying it. Because in the past, I would have already traded for players that were already built, and I would just start rolling this way. This is giving me more of an appreciation for my team. So I love the up and down. And if you guys don't mind, I'd like to say one more thing about the fault thing. And I'm gonna use it with what's in the Bible. It says out of the abundance of a man's heart, that's what's gonna come out of his mouth.
Right.
So when I say that, that means that I think fault is being held, or what I used to tell people: don't keep nailing me to the same cross. So
right.
I think for some of the things that happened in the past, people were rubbed the wrong way, and it's almost like, you got an arrest on your record. No matter what job you apply for, you stay clean for 5 years, but they keep reminding you of the person that you robbed, 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yep.
Right.
So I think that's a lot of what it is. But I've actually talked to somebody that's been in the league, since those past years, and they have expressed again that they enjoy the league, and they even seeing the the growth, either where Falk was concerned, as far as not getting into it with some people, taking things to a certain level, and they seen the growth, and they love it.
I mean, we try. If you ain't trying to learn from your mistakes, then, and that's even with playing the game. If you ain't trying to learn from your mistakes,
I haven't, Falk at 32. is different than Falk at 37, right? And every year, they say people change like every 6 months, right? Well, before what I used to say, I got time today,
Yep.
and I would literally sit there at work and be like, oh, this how I'm gonna fuck with this motherfucker.
And to tear niggas ass
I
up.
would do it. I would literally sit there in the office, whatever, and just be like, this how I'm gonna fuck with this nigga today, just to have fun. Yeah, so but the thing is, like life changed, stuff happen, you grow, So now when I see people arguing in the chat, I laugh. I'm like, oh, that shit. And then it's like again, like last night, I don't know what Hero had in mind, but when I said like Hero, and I'm being funny, I don't care, bro. Like Ant hit me like, yo, come tear his ass up. They getting on you, made me get on you. I'm like, Ant, I ain't trying to be funny, bro. I don't care.
And I ain't like that. I want you to get on and get the fuck active. And all I'm trying to do, really, that whole situation for me is just to get you back active the way I need you to be. That's it. I know you got things going on, but, I want everybody active. I don't want niggas tanking. I want niggas engaged and playing. I want them to see what I see when I create the league, period. And I want guys, man, it feels good to see guys using their imaginative mind, like we bring the kids out of each other and we all still grown-ups, man. Again, I'll keep going back to Max saying, man, I gotta have a talk with motherfucker John Ross. Some bullshit. I don't know what he got going on over there. And I actually be thinking the same shit with my team. Like, man, what the fuck, nigga? Like, when niggas be like, damn, bro, you ain't stopping the run. What you doing different? Nothing. These niggas better do it. I need them to make the play. Like, so I'll be talking to them motherfuckers, man. Y'all better make the play. I'm not coming out of what I like to run for y'all just because y'all can't make the play right now. Make the fucking play. Let's go. Fuck, you to always do that. I need an interception right now. We need a pick. And then go get that shit. We talk to our players, bro, because it make that shit into existence, right? So now, Craig, I put a label on you that I don't think most guys can really handle, to be honest with you. And a lot of guys act like they, more than what they really are. But you got the Bucks, and I put you on the label right away. You Super Bowl bust, man. Tell me about the pressure of that. Do you feel like that's pressure for you?
I mean, yeah, definitely. It's a little bit of pressure, but I mean, you know me, man. Like, if I don't even want it if it's easy. You know what I mean? Me personally, that's just how I'm set up. And like I said to you in private conversations, I'm in about, I've been in a couple leagues when we first started before yours started, and a couple leagues where the Bucks didn't even make the playoffs.
Right.
Other users didn't even do what I was doing with the Bucks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I just kill all that and play. You feel
Do
me?
you find offense in the fact that we saying you got one of, if not the best team on the game right now? Do you find that as an offense?
Man, you know me. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't give a fuck when nobody say, bro. I don't give a fuck if you say I got the best team, the worst team, if I run too much, if I pass.
That was my next question.
Care, bro.
As a runner, are you going to change up what you doing because a motherfucker talking about you running too much?
Fuck no.
At all, right?
I'm going to change. How I play is how I play.
No doubt.
I mean? If I'm ass, deal with the assness and beat me. That's just how I feel about it.
So my next question will be for let's go to Mike. Mike, you still on?
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you got the coach right now. Mike, you playing pretty solid football right now. Talk to me about how you feel about your team this year and what you're doing with your team this year.
They're right in the spots where they need to be for what we got. We got to build some other spots.
But you fill the holes, right? But you are already anticipating on fixing that stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why Naeem Himes went to the Buccaneers for the third.
Right. Making moves, right? So there's no. So let me ask you this: you got a quarterback that shouldn't even be on the field right now, and you're playing with him, but there's no excuse why you're not playing your games, and you understand where you're at right now, and you're still playing your games, and you're trying to win, right?
Well, yeah.
All right. So in that process of you going through all that right now, you're in your division right now. You are at this point now on top of your division in the playoffs. Does that mean anything to you? Well, you were before advance. So let me go look at it. Did you fall out of it? Again. You fell out of it right now, or are you still? Because right now I'm looking at it. You're here.
I lost a nano. It's Jags division.
All right, so but it's not over until we get to the last week of football with y'all because that division right now. So my question is, are you fighting to make the playoffs?
Well, yeah. Yeah, of course.
All right.
I'm not gonna
Now
try.
I'm just asking. I'm just trying to get everybody's perspective on what they at, what they understand, or where they at, how they looking at their team year one. Snake, you got the Cowboys. Would you have said this? If would you be mad if I said this? The Cowboys was the best team in the NFC East.
Like, you mean on paper or?
Right now, just to start, before you did anything to your team, would you look at and I said, yo, Snake should win the division because they got the best team in that division right now? Would you agree with that? Would you, nah, hell no, Ant, no, I don't, or would you be like, would you embrace that? Right, I understand that. So would you, that is that what you'll say to me? Yo, the Redskins got the best team over here though, but we straight. So how do you look at your team this year? Man. I say that because I look at the playoff tree. I'm looking at the Cowboys just jump back up to the 7th seed right now, and the team that's behind you are giving up a first win, so it keeps you at that 7th seed no matter what happens right now. And you know, some people should look at their team like this. This cat don't stop fucking walking across this shit. Get the fuck out of here. So some people should be looking at their team like this. Am I a playoff team right now, or am I not? And if you don't feel like you're a playoff team, do you think that guys have a pass? Yeah, just make sure you don't get out of here, you little fuck. Just make sure you don't unpull that back plug out. Make sure you be careful pulling it out. You good? All right. Maybe I'll ask this question. Max, is Max still on?
Thank you. Yo.
Right.
Do it to my boy. It's good. On this fucking, I'm on this YouTube shit. It's good with you too. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, she did.
Yep. 23-0, yeah.
Right. Snake, turn your share mic on, bro. They can't hear you. Go to party settings. Turn your share audio with you. They can't hear nothing you saying right now. But Max, while he's doing that, cause he said some good shit. Why he's saying that though, Max? How do you feel about your Giants this year? Like I look at you as you having an up and down year. Your team is showing some signs of greatness, and then they're showing some signs that we need more work over here. So how do you feel about your team?
That's definitely basically how I feel. Like, you could hear it in gameplay, you could see it just within like the lines of it, within like the stat lines of it. I think we're in a situation where we got some good like skill players, but the core of a team is what lies in between the big man, and that's where when we get right there is when we'll see the true like nature of our team, offensively and defensively. Like, we got some good outside guys, but everybody knows, you know what I'm saying, the battle is won at the line
trenches,
every
yeah.
fucking snap, every snap. So like, and I'm saying like it's a good logic and it's a good thought, but like we're missing that right now. So until we get that done, we're just a bunch of fucking skilled players running 7-on-7 in my eyes.
All right, and I mean that makes a whole lot of sense right now. Though, fuck, you got the worst line on the game. Can I say that?
Yeah, fucking, and that was another point. And I played Boom, Clowney and them was teeing off. I played Mac.
Yeah,
Mac had me
yo.
throw literally 3 picks where I'm getting hit and they still throw it, and they throw it right to the spot.
That go back. I think that go back a little bit. I think you could be able to hear me now, but that go back to like everybody done said. When you playing real football and you get in them real football situations, year one, for the folks that's really playing their games and not just straight tanking, they gonna have a bit of an advantage because they really go through them football situations.
Yep.
They really gonna see where them genuine holes are on their team.
Yep.
Like that's gonna be the biggest advantage.
Every loss stamps a need on my team, like more and more and more and more, and just stamps like what we're doing. The game plan is not always fucked up. We just don't got the right guys in situations yet. Like
right, but you knew that like from the beginning.
Exactly.
And when you gonna have the big advantages because you going through them real game situations.
Them real game pains.
When you get in that situation, now obviously you should be able to address some of them. So for example, them people that's not playing, they just don't know shit. They gonna come in their whole first season
and they gonna pick one. They gonna pick what they want instead of what they need. You'll see.
Coming to play like it's Madden. Yeah. Coming to play like it's Madden as opposed to like just football, putting football out there. So like, you can't really do all the little.
And they're missing shit that they don't even know they're missing. Like for example, I always when I get a breakout message, I open it right before my game so I don't forget what I had to get. I forgot to do it and got a force. I hadn't been a force win. And it didn't even show a message. It didn't even show a message after that. So people who's getting breakouts and shit, not even paying attention.
They don't even know.
They don't even know that you could be developing your team right now.
Yep.
Not only that, they better
those
hope.
breakouts right now when the star is full of normals and you got some
right.
The whole league's full of normals and you got some stars here and a couple X factors and a couple of superstars.
Yeah.
Come next year, it's gonna be a different ball game.
and right now, ability players show they stand out so much now.
Stand all the way the fuck out.
Yeah, you appreciate them veteran players right now. You know what I'm saying? You appreciate them
yo, bro.
Players.
I never thought I would ever I never thought I would ever have a Derek Wolfe, Justin Houston, with Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams, all 30-year-olds or older, starting right now. Year one.
You ain't never seen him with 28 olders on that jump start.
Nigga, you know we the same way. We always young.
You get me? And the other thing to that is, well, look at the part to that too. I told y'all, look, even though I was learning the game and everything, I wasn't undefeated. I was around 500. Like Tryon Smith retired. He was what, 29 years old?
And retired.
It's in the middle of the season. It's gonna be interesting to see, like, once we really go through and start paying attention. Like, to see who else, if any other people lose players, like that's a dog player. That was the strength of my team right in the middle of the season. Week 9, this bum retired.
They firing coaches in the middle of the season. So they just got fired. Literally got fired.
And I told you, Levante David, he came to me, my linebacker, my veteran linebacker. He came up to me and said, "Hey, I don't got the love of football in my heart no more." So I had to go on a one. I had to go. Hey yo, and they went negative 10 on like 20 of his attributes, bro. And I had to go on winning streak just for him to say, "All right, I want to play again."
So he said that to me, then that fucker got hurt, bro. But flip side to that, I know this is another thing that happened too. Like flip side to that, like you said, they took away a lot of XP from that situation. Like for instance, like when I did play hitter and beat hitter because he was on such a long win streak.
Yep, you took all his shit.
It took all his momentum. I think it took like 10 or 15 momentum. It gave me, my whole team, like actually 10 plus or 15 plus, whatever momentum.
It's dope.
You know what I mean? And you could actually see the difference in a lot of that stuff. Like at the end of the game, I don't know when at the end of Madden I done really took a knee. I played the game today. At the end of the game, I took a knee. Made sure I ain't throw no picks or nothing because all that stuff transfer over, them extra carries, me being goofy and everything. Like you play that Thursday game and your team be tired, like man,
that shit
throwing up them halfway.
I couldn't throw a pass over 25 yards in my Thursday night game, bro.
I didn't recognize it so much so, and I regretted that shit ever since. I was like, bro, because like that started my players getting all like blue and shit. Me going half practice like 4 weeks in a fucking row because they all just dog fucking tired. missing out on XP because of a Thursday night game.
I bet it's people in the jump that don't even know you can focus train more than 3 people. You can grow to that, like growing the stuff.
You can literally focus train 6 guys right now.
Up to 6 guys. Like I ain't trying to put everything out there for everybody. You gotta go learn that shit. But like it's just a lot of stuff that, like even when I be driving or out in the club and just that and the fourth, I do be tuning in because there do be some stuff I be catching on the shows. I might not be able to tune in for the whole thing, but I catch my couple minutes. All that shit be informative and helpful. Like everything be helpful. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, the shows we give so much information out on the shows, man. That's the one thing I think is transparent.
Hey, waiver wire helped me out. I got 1 or 2 old linemen off of it.
Bro, I got a safety right now. He's playing like he's the best safety in the league right now.
Hey, Snake and Maxine, man, y'all division is
ridiculous.
I fucking love it.
Head coach Zach Taylor retires.
Left over.
Head coach Corey Richardson retires. And left tackle Tyron Smith
bro.
retires after 9 years. That shit crazy. Niggas really retiring on here. But see, what the thing is, people don't realize this. Well, and I kind of starting to figure this shit out a little bit. Your team come with built-in scenarios and storylines. And you have to follow those goals to get those shits, and then the show starts showing.
I ain't been losing out. Why ain't they retiring motherfuckers who losing out?
What you mean?
For real. Niggas been taking records. How they don't got niggas retired?
Yeah, how they don't got retired. Tyron Smith was 29 years old, bro.
That's how you know.
I've been floating. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I feel like Tyron backstory.
Them injuries and shit. Yeah,
that shit come along with it, bro.
But just like he said, Devin White said it to him like that. Now some of that stuff is done.
That shit, and Levante, Levante.
But he was able to keep him though because he beat the scenarios. So you had to get those scenarios.
My man was hurt. My man was hurt, so he couldn't play them games.
He couldn't play because he was hurt.
What's up, baby?
And that goes right along to his storyline. He's always been injured. All right, so Nano, I need a question. It looks like the Steelers saying he need the force win. The homeboy ain't show up to the time.
Nano.
Wait till mommy come. Did you have one already?
You understand
you
that?
Want one?
I sent you all the information, but then he also showed that he was in the lobby waiting on him, and he never showed up.
Oh, I didn't know that because based off the information that was posted.
I don't even know if Los agreed to that time though. There you go.
I'll take care of it.
I had some growing pains with Kenny G, but I think his superstar like shit started to settle in around mid-season, and I ain't gonna lie, Kenny G being a superstar, even though he's like the most like speedy receiver, his value and what he's actually good at is sometimes really like shown on this game. So that just ties along with like what niggas was saying, but like Snake was saying, like these guys don't even know they players, you know what I'm saying? The tankers, the non-actives, that shit really gonna come back to bite them for another 2 seasons.
They're gonna be fucked up.
Off the strength of just because no XP, don't know your team, cap space fucked. Just the whole thing. No staff points. Nothing.
Yeah, it's man different, man. People gonna run at the hard way that ain't playing and being active. Like they gonna be mad as hell. Man.
Mad as hell.
They definitely is. Some of these tanking motherfuckers, they better get some damn retirements. One of my best players retired on me.
Nano, hit it, Nano.
I think we're going.
What's good, Falk?
What's up with you, my boy? I got you week 17. Take it easy on me.
Man, look. Tell him, Falk. I'm the only one coming here to talk trash. I'm the only one coming here to talk trash to you, Falk. You know I'm gonna kick your ass, Falk.
That is true.
You lucky you caught your first loss already. We was waiting for that. I don't care about no other game. I was gonna play football with you that game. I was gonna stay out the chat and everything. I was gonna play foul and be ready for you. And we was gonna try to give you a good one. We was gonna try to bust your ass, boy.
Nah, them Cowboys. I like how you playing with them over there, man. I like how you doing.
Nano, Gord alert the league that the league has a
man. You on your shit too. I be saying what you be doing.
Who you talking about?
Snake, how he be building.
1-6. This nigga's
7-7. Young, bro. I'm lying. I'm just learning, bro. I took some real early losses, like by coming out what I really should be doing. We learning, bro. It's season 1.
Right.
We learning, bro. I'm just trying to develop. They young.
Let's take a look at these Cowboys while we're talking about them.
Look at their division period, bro. It's ridiculous. Their last 3 games.
Yeah, they're fucking. You know what? Let's go there first.
That shit's crazy, bro.
That shit's crazy.
I'm gonna sit here. So you got. I mean, let's talk, Snake. Dak Prescott, is he everything you need out of him right now?
Man, if he ain't had
Like
this big ass contract.
are the one of the sneakiest great GMs we have in this league is you on the low, right? That's the one thing you fucking overpower a lot of people at top
three
fucking
GM
right
on the
away.
low.
GM
On the
is Dak
low.
Prescott in your future?
That's what his contract say he is. I don't know. somebody after it go down to at the end of this year, we might look to move up in the draft. We might hit one of them people of them top picks.
So Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard
cap.
has been really playing great for you this year. Ezekiel only 26 years old, man, and on X Factor. Is there any reason why he ain't the running back going into 2023?
Nah, Zeke ain't going nowhere.
Okay,
Zeke
so we look at your receiver core.
Like
we always talked
about.
We talked about your top three. We know they all are #1 receivers: Gallup, Cooper, and Lamb. But what about the rookie? We call him fuck out of here. But what about him, man? Has he given you anything this year, or he's, you know what I mean, 6'4", 222 pounds, 93 speed, 90 XL. He's already at 75 right now at 23 years old. How do he play with the receivers you got already?
He's just developing, man. We was trying to just throw him right out there, but like, man,
you went and got the most sought out
tight
end and practice squad wavering, and the kid Bradley Moore right now. Did he come in and become a starter day one the moment you got him off practice squad?
Day one starter.
Day one starter, legit. All right, so you lost left tackle. You lost your left tackle, Tyron Smith, right now, man. It looks like you got one on the roster that's a 70 overall at 23 years old right now. Knowing that you only got one first and one second, is this the biggest need for your team going into the offseason to address that left tackle position?
Nah, man, we caught 2 waiver wires. I think one of them centers, they actually been working out at left tackle, man. We've been makeshifting our offensive line, man. We caught 2 offensive linemen off the waiver wires, though.
And was it Josh Ball? No, or Jimmy?
Marissi.
Oh yeah, Marissi. All right.
Jimmy Marissi and Tonego. So like, I think fooling with the waiver wire, we kind of like plugged and played, and they happen to be stepping up. Actually, I think
so how important it was to get those positions you needed on the waiver wire. Now that you don't have to go to that in the draft, you get to do other things in the draft now that you got those players, right?
That shit was very needed, because even though they normals or whatever, like, they still at the threshold where they still solid right now in the game. Like, even me losing Tryon Smith, I probably still got one of the pretty better looking offensive lines, to be honest.
All right. Now, when it comes down to your defense, we know what your line. I'm not even going to look at them. We know what first of all, we got to talk about the trade pickup you got when you teamed up wherever the hell he is. I don't see him. He must be at D tackle.
He's D tackle.
All right. So you teamed up Cameron Jordan with Lawrence and Gregory out there at the DNs right now. So that was a good piece. You know, you go forward with that. We know what your linebacker core look like as a whole right now. They fucking fun. I mean, from all 3 of those middle linebackers are legit fast guys. Kenyon Neal, 88 speed. You got Jalen Smith, 87 speed, and then Jabril Cox, the rookie, sitting here at 88 speed, 90 XL. Line. And Micah Parsons, he's on a different planet, right? But then you look at your secondary. The one thing about the secondary was completely young. So with Trayvon Diggs being a monster in real life, you got Trayvon Diggs the way he's supposed to look like. But the rest of these things, when it comes down to your corners right now, who are your top 3 corners going forward?
Man, Diggs, Joseph, Wright, and Diggs, man, my top 3 corners.
And no Sean Wright, that was my guy, real drive. 6'4", 94 speed, 91 XL. You got Israel Moo and Hooker over here at safeties right now. So when you look at this Cowboy team, man, right now, they do you feel like, you know, y'all already have a playoff picture right now? You're still fighting to be, you know, to continue to be a playoff team right now. Are you comfortable with this team trying to make a run?
Yeah, ain't got no choice. We locked and loaded. We trying to go. That was a goal from the jump. To try to ride Zeke back. That's why we brought in that extra veteran on the defensive front. But like, you know, it's tough over here. You see us all a game apart, and it's been like that pretty much through the whole season. Like
9-5, you on top of the division because you beat the football team, but they sitting at 9-5, but they on a 2-game losing streak. Should we be concerned by Hitter losing games late right now?
I mean, one thing about Hitter, man, he gonna, regardless what the coach come with one game, he gonna come with something different And he gonna come with his own plan. You know, a lot of people on the game be looking at YouTube and this, that, and forth, but they do what they do and put their stuff on it. He ain't one of them, so he gonna come out with his own shit. You best believe he been over there working up something in this lab to try to pull out. So you don't know what to expect. He's gonna come with some shit. And his defense.
Are we impressed with the Eagles? The Eagles beat the Falcons, and then they went on a 5-game losing streak and got their team to 500 right now on a 2-game winning streak right now. And that puts y'all all in a 1 or 2 game advantage with about 4 games left right now, man. This division, would y'all? Let me see, man. Do y'all feel like this is the best division
games left
in football right now?
Yep. Got all division games left.
I got 2 divisions and 1.
Games.
I got 2 divisions and 1, and the Bears. Rob got all division games, and I don't know what Hitta got.
Well, the Cowboys are on a hot streak right now. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. Everybody else is coming off of a loss, or then you got the Eagles on a 2-game winning streak right now. Rob is quietly stepping back into the picture right now. This division is serious right now. This might be our best division right now. 4 teams active right now, and like amongst the division, it's the best division in football right now. You look at the NFC West right now. Cardinals has at 13-1 finally locked themselves into a playoff spot. Let's look at the North, man. You got the Bears locked themselves in at this point 11-3 because they beat the Packers twice, and then the Vikings are 7-7. I think the Vikings is really looking for the future more than they are making the playoffs right now, with the Lions with the #1 pick right now at 1-13. But then you still got the Packers fighting for their playoff life right now. After they started off on a hell of a streak of winning and having a good record, now they are literally a loss away from not making the playoffs. So we're gonna keep an eye on the Packers team, and the Bears just locked themselves in. And then in the South right now, the Buccaneers are 12-2. They actually fighting for the #1 #1 seed in the NFC, depending on what happens with the Cardinals game. I don't think they match each other this year head to head at all, but you know, 1 loss for the Cardinals, and the Bucs are sitting in the driver's seat right now, sitting at 12-2. When you slide over to the AFC side of things right now, the AFC North is still interesting right now. The Ravens have a 1-game lead right now after they dropped the 3rd, losing to the Browns. They come back and beat the Steelers and the Browns, and they're sitting at 11-3. You got the Steelers sitting at 10-4 on a 2-game winning streak, and the Browns sitting at 10-4 on a 1-game winning streak. But the Bengals with a high draft pick right now, they just playing their games to just get to the off season right now, 2-12. AFC South, I told y'all, Jaguars. Mike called it. He said the Jaguars will be back on top of this division at 7-7. They are 500 right now. The Colts are sitting at 6-8. They play the mighty Cardinals right now. That would be a big win if you could pull that off. The Titans just took a 1st loss, so they 5-9 right now. And the Texans is 3-11, looking for draft position. Patriots are 12-2. This is interesting right here. The Bills just went on a 3-game losing streak. I think that will knock the Bills out the playoffs. But then you're looking at, it's not all the way guaranteed they'll be knocked out, but it's not looking good for them.
Yeah, he going away for the weekend, so he done. He said.
No doubt. So the Patriots and the Dolphins, it comes down to the matchup with them. I think both of their schedules should have them winning all their games right now, except for when they match up. I don't know when that exact matchup date is, but that's going to be the game right there. Last week of the season, the Patriots and the Dolphins meet up, and if they both stay undefeated for now going into that game, then that's going to be the most important game of the year. Flat out most important game of the year. So we're looking at no doubt. Sure. All right, so that's the AFC East right now. And then you look at the AFC West right now. The Chiefs are fighting for their playoffs lives right now. They're on a 2-game winning streak, and the Broncos are super hot. Nobody's paying attention to that, but these guys are on a 5-game winning streak right now, sitting at 11-3 right now. They're literally 1 game away from having a first-round bye, and it doesn't matter because if the Dolphins beat the Patriots, I think the Dolphins would probably jump to #1. In a sense, I'm not 100% sure because they do have the Broncos at #2 right now, and they got 3 losses along with the Ravens and the Dolphins. Now the Ravens will not, no matter what, if the Dolphins and the Broncos finish with 3 losses, they will not jump. The Ravens can't jump either one of those guys because they both beat them in the regular season. So it's tight down the stretch, man. This shit real right now, man, down the stretch. Let's go look at the award race right now and see what's going on amongst the guys amongst the league and what they doing with their individual players right now. All right, so we get to the yearly awards right now. After Ronald Jones went dummies for his last 2 games, he's back on top of the race right now in the MVP race. So Ronald Jones is 1, J.K. Dobbins is 2, Ezekiel Elliott is 3, Nick Chubb is 4, Derrick Henry is 5. Should we be impressed that it's all running backs in the top for the MVP run right now, or do we expect this?
Man,
I think niggas figured out the running is dead.
I ain't really seen it before. Like, seen that before. It's always like running wide receiver quarterbacks. It's always like the same couple of quarterback users and wide receiver users up there. It's always a running back or two, couple running backs floating around up there, but we ain't never seen that many running backs at the top.
Because if you look at the whole list, if I go through the top 10, so let's look at the first 5. The first 5 are pure running backs. Ronald Jones, he comes from a pure running team. J.K. Dobbins comes from a pure running team. Ezekiel Elliott comes from a pure running team. Nick Chubb is a pure running team when he needs to be, but he's still Nick Chubb. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry at 5. Then you got Kyler Murray, the only quarterback on this list right now. Then you go back to 7, 8, and 9 are all running backs. Najee Harris at 7, Saquon Barkley at 8, Travis Etienne, the rookie, at 9, and then at 10 is Cam Akers, with Travis being the only rookie on here. This literally got all running backs on here and 1 quarterback right now. This season right now. And let me ask you, Snake, is the running backs dominating right now because it's year 1 and guys need to figure it out, and that might be the easiest thing to do is run the ball until you get it figured out? Or are we taking credit away from the guys that got their players up here at running backs?
I mean, I think I'm not looking at, but I think you said it's a couple of people just using their teams the right way. I guess if they got them pure running backs up at the top, I gotta say they kind of might be playing to their team strengths a bit.
I agree.
To be honest, like, I mean, it's all pure running backs up top. I mean, look, even Boone, y'all done said it a couple of times. You ain't seen him carry the ball that many times. He still got his tendencies of what he does, but like, the Browns got the best 1-2 running back combo in the game. He got carries. So,
yes, sir. All right, so you got J.K. Dobbins leading the AFC for the Offensive Player of the Year award. Sitting up there doing what he's doing. The person I'm impressed with the most really is Jalen Waddle right now. I'm so glad Jalen Waddle is getting coached by somebody that's using him, bro, because I'd have been pissed. Because that's my guy. I had him in real draft. So that's my guy. And I'm glad he's shitting with him right now. He's doing some shit with him right now that a lot of guys ain't doing. Nick Chubb is 3rd on this list. Tyreek Hill is 4th on this list. 5. Can somebody hit an invite? Derrick Henry is 5 on this list. Najee Harris is 6. ETN 7. Tyson Williams, the running back that came out of nowhere for the Ravens, is sitting there at 8. Patrick Mahomes, and then Jonathan Taylor at 10 right now. NFC, we're dealing with Ronald Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, Kyler Murray, Saquon Barkley, Cam Akers, Antonio Gibson, Aaron Jones, Rondale Moore, Isabella, and Alvin Kamara are your top Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, you got Khalil Mack, Isaiah Simmons, Montez Sweat. You got Jerry Jacobs, who sitting there at 4, the rookie safety out of Ole Miss nobody knows about. And then Tate Gowan, the cornerback that's becoming a name in this league, the rookie cornerback Tate Gowan right now. Then Deion Jones, 6. Then you got Sean Murphy Bunting, the cornerback for the Bucks. You got Levante Davis, he was on his way to retiring, and now he's loving football over there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cornerback Eric Stokes is number 9, and then Micah Parsons, the do-it-all linebacker for the Cowboys, is sitting at 10 right now, Defensive Player of the Year. AFC Defensive Player of the Year is right now Tre'Davious White holding it down at the cornerback spot at 8 and 6. You got Miles Jack is picking off the ball like he a DB right now. Xavier Howard doing what he's supposed to do as a shutdown corner. We never speak about a guy that's not playing their games. Nasir Adderley will not be talked about. Denzel Ward, it might be one of the, if not the best corner in the league right now without an ability. This guy is a fucking animal. Javon Highland is who we thought he was. as a rookie. He was the best coverage rookie out of the safeties that got drafted. Rookie Hamza Nashiruddin, that's my boy Hammer, Florida State stand up, is number 7 on this list. Micah Hyde, the veteran on here. Sean Wade is balling at cornerback for the Ravens as well. And then Eric Rowe is having a great year at safety for the Dolphins. All right, offensive rookies of the year right now. Jalen Waddle holds the number 1 spot in the AFC. Najee Harris is 2. Travis Etienne's 3. Javonte Williams snuck up from not on this list to 4 right now. Anthony Schwartz bombs away for the Browns. Jamar Chase is who we thought he was going to be at 6. Rashad Bateman is an animal for the Ravens as well at that young receiver core. Then you got Michael Carter, the running back for the Jets. Mac Jones, the quarterback for the... You would never thought we'd see Nano with a quarterback on his list right now, but he's there as the number 9 rookie in the league, along with Trevor Lawrence. Is Mac Jones better than Trevor Lawrence this year? I don't know about all that. Just because he's there don't mean shit. Trevor the guy. Anyway, NFC, Rondell Moore balling right now. Still on a normal at that, too. Justin Fields is doing what he's supposed to do. He's the best quarterback out of their rookie class right now. Trey Lawrence is showing that. Maybe out here speaking a little too soon, Ant. Not so fast, my friend. But both these two guys are playing at a high level. Now, Seth Williams is fresh off practice squad to the number 1 role as the Lions receivers over there. And he's balling out at 4 on this list. Devontae Smith finally getting it going over there. Mr. Heisman himself is at 5 right now. KNG, the rookie, the African running back over there for the Vikings, is splitting time with Dalvin Cook, and he's 6 on this list, along with his quarterback Kellen Mond at 7. Kenny Gainwell splitting time in the backfield with Miles Sanders and Trey Regis. They're both 8 and 9 right now. And then Dwayne Eskridge. We ain't seen Escobar, but the Seattle Seahawks got Escobar balling. You know what I'm saying? These are names that RDL 5 made famous, and they out here playing right now. It's good to see those guys getting their shine right now. Let's go look at the AFC and their rookies right now. And then the rookies, I already saw that. Defensive rookies right now. Javon Highland at number 2. Hammer at number 3. Sean Wade. At number 4, Caden Stearns. We gave him a bump up off of how he playing in real life right now. Jason Oweh. Adafe Oweh, no way, sitting at 5. Along with my boy, Trill Williams. The Dolphins got him balling at a high level. Patrick Surtain Jr. there. Chad Surratt for the Ravens. Greg Newsome at the cornerback spot. And Cameron McGrone at linebacker for the Patriots is playing at a high level on some rookie shit right now. NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jerry Jacobs. Who that? That's his name. Who that? Jerry Jacobs. Sitting there at number 1. Tate Gowen, self-made Tate Gowen at 2. Eric Stokes, the fastest corner in the draft. Micah Parsons, the do-it-all linebacker. He could play literally anywhere on the defense. Calvin Joseph, guys never really paid attention to him, but he came in with all that damn speed, and honestly I thought the Ravens should have drafted him, but they didn't. Vicky D is a no-name guy that became a name in real draft and went to the guy that made him a name, and he's balling with it right now. Me personally, I think Vicky D is balling because he got those veterans on X Factor sitting all around him on that front 4, and when you got to double team those guys, it's one-on-one out there with Vicky D. I think Mike will find that out while they're playing their game tonight. Now hitter got Jamin Davis, is never a linebacker, that's never on the list for the Washington football team as long as hitter is controlling him. Cameron Bynum. Cameron just is ready to go up to a superstar off his breakout. He's balling right now. Ernest Jones is another linebacker that's playing well as a rookie. And then my boy Melifanu, Falk had him shitting for the Chargers in real draft. He's going crazy for the Lions right now. Top 10 defensive rookies of the year in the NFC. Best quarterbacks in the NFC. You got Tom Brady, Old Man Tom, Kyler Murray, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. You got Daniel's son, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Kellen Mond, Prescott, Taylor Heineke, who didn't get his 5-point upgrade yet. And Deshaun Watson is in the picture. Your top 10 for the NFC. AFC. Quarterbacks are Patty Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Teddy Bridgewater, Ben Roethlisberger, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, we're not talking about him, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Baker Mayfield, and Joe Burrow, top 10. Running backs in the AFC is Dobbins, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Tyson Williams, Jonathan Taylor, Matt Breida, Javonte Williams, and Austin Eckler are your top 10 running backs in the AFC. I'm sorry, NFC. Let's get to it. Running backs. All right, so the running backs are really legit over here in the NFC. Ronald Jones is at 1, Elliott at 2, Saquon Barkley at 3, Cam Akers is at 4, and Antonio Do-It-All Gibson is at 5. Aaron Jones is at 6, David Montgomery, Alvin Kamara, Mostert, and Dalvin Cook are your top running backs. Best receivers in the NFC are Rondell Moore, Isabella, and D-Hop. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but we got to stop letting Falk have the top 3 receivers. What the hell's going on right now? All right, and D-Hop is being a mentor to these 2 young receivers that's balling out. Now, fresh off the practice squad, Seth Williams is number 4. Curtis Samuels is having probably the best year of any of the guys on this list right now. He balling. Devontae Smith, Heisman stepping up. Chris Godwin, Michael Thomas, Amari Cooper, and Devontae Adams are your top 10 in the NFC. AFC wide receivers goes as following. Jalen Waddle, number 1. Tyreek Hill, number 2. Marquise Brown is number 3. Anthony Schwartz is number 4. Jamar Chase is number 5. Rashad Bateman, Odell Beckham, McCole Hardman, Jerry Jeudy, and Keenan Allen are your top 10. O-line right now, Quentin Nelson, Trent Brown, Ronnie Stanley, Schwartz, Teller, Benito, Andrews, Mason, Bowles, and Anowino. NFC, your best linemen are Hudson, Zach Martin, Papatari, Wirfs, Johnson, Marpet, Jensen, Williams, Brooks, and Kelsey. D-line right now, NFC, Montez Sweat, Khalil Mack, Donnell Hunter, Chase Young, J.J. Watt, Vicky D, Chandler Jones. It's 3 of them guys from 5 to 7. D Ford, Brian Burns, and Eric Armstead. AFC, best D-linemen are Matthew Judon, balling on a different planet right now. Von Miller up there balling out too. Agba shitting for the Dolphins. Bradley Chubb, DeForest Buckner, T.J. Watt, Jay Allen, Pernell McPhee, Chase Winovich, and Joshua Candoa, Mike's old DN that he made famous over there in Real Drive. All right, let's go to linebackers. Best linebackers is you got Hammer, Miles Jack, Jason Oweh, Kenneth Murray Jr., Chad Surratt, Bud Dupree, Uchenna Nwosu, J.O.K., Davis Gathers, and Cameron McGreen falling out. NFC linebackers are as follows. Micah Parsons, the do-it-all. Deion Jones, Isaiah Simmons, Dante Fowler Jr., Levante David, Rashad Gary, Shaquille Barrett, Hassan Reddick, Jamin Davis, and Roquan Smith. DBs. Who that? Jerry Jacobs, Sean Murphy Bunton, William Jackson III, Eric Stokes, Gowen, Tart Davis III, Darius Slade, Buda Baker, and Jair Alexander. The AFC is going to look as follows. Tre'Davious White, Xavier Howard, Denzel Ward, Javon Howland, Nasir Adderley, Micah Hyde, Sean Wade, Cade Stearns, Justin Simmons, and Eric Rowe. So the Dolphins secondary looks as follows. Eric Rowe is in the top 10. Javon Holland is at 4. And at 2 is Xavier Howard. They are balling right now, man. That's who's doing what, when, where, and how you do it, how you want to do it, how you want to play it, let me know. But we've been on the show for over an hour, almost 2 hours, and 3 minutes from now it'll be 2 hours. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as always, when we all together, we do good things. Holla at us.